Isaiah Mikado sat in the corner of his favorite restaurant, happily enjoying a quiet moment. He knew it was short-lived. His date had gone to the bathroom, and her incessant yammering on and on was making him wish he'd come alone. He noted a flurry of activity from his security team in opposite sides of the room, and then looked up in surprise when a woman he didn't know sat down in the seat his date had just vacated.
Can I help you?
He lifted a hand up to ward off his men. He studied the woman. He knew her from somewhere but couldn't place her. She slid a thumb drive across the table. I know you don't know me. I don't know you either, other than what my husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband, has told me. Considering how much of a sniveling turd he's turned out to be, I wouldn't be surprised if half of what he said was but it's irrelevant anyway.
What is this?
Information?
Is this an extortion attempt?
No. The pretty brunette with the dark, coal-lined eyes and red lipstick shook her head. It's the opposite. My ex f***ed me over. Badly. He left information on my laptop pertaining to business transactions, which you might be interested in. I don't want to extort you, Mr. Mikado. I want to bribe you to help me ruin the...
Bribe me how?
He wanted to laugh at the vehemence of her. Merlin McGrath is my ex. He sat up straight. That weasel was married to this gorgeous woman? He leaned sideways and let his gaze rake her from head to toe, and he gave a low whistle.
How did he you over, dare I ask? Please don't say he cheated.
With my sister.
Are you twins?
No.
Then why? You're a solid 10.
She blushed under his scrutiny, and he liked the color on her cheeks. He watched as she slowly shook her head as if trying to clear the cobwebs. Look, I can't speak to his motivation. My brother's hypothesis is he got dropped on his head as a child. My theory is he's a greedy, not content with his lot, so he wants everyone else's too. He knocked my sister up at her wedding reception.
You know, I could ruin his reputation simply with this information alone.
Go ahead. It might make my mother cry more, but at this point, I'm not caring too much. We're getting married tomorrow. It's taken me a month to sift through the information he left on my laptop. He also stupidly forgot to change his email address, so I've been looking at his emails every day. He has a hate for you, unlike anyone I've ever seen. His entire family does.
What do you want?
He was intrigued. A woman scorned was frightening, but this one had a chip on her shoulder and a score to settle. Look through the information on the USB. My contact information is on it. If you want more information, I'll provide it to you. But there is a catch.
There always is.
Ruin him. Destroy him, and make his life a living hell.
I am curious what it is you want to negotiate for additional information.
I have removed the bulk of his information from my laptop. It is secured elsewhere, broken down into files and folders where only I can find them. However, his email account is still wide open on my laptop, and I left 2 files with other key pieces of information. It would be unfortunate if someone with the means and the knowledge to bypass my security system were to come into my house when I was out and steal my laptop. It is of no intrinsic value. To make it look good, I'm willing to file a police report should the thief steal other items in the house. There really isn't anything I want in it other than what is in my bedroom and art studio.
You want me to rob you?
Rich people don't get rich playing nice, Mr. Mikado. It was one of Merle's favorite sayings. I'm sure you have an individual on your payroll to perform nefarious-type work for you all the time.
I'm simply a developer, Miss McGrath, and I could be insulted by your insinuation.
Yet, I bet you're not.
She gave a throaty chuckle. He found himself wondering what other noises she made. He pushed the thought aside. No, you're right, I'm not. What do you want in return for your stolen computer?
I want you to come to my art show.
Art show? His file he'd received from his security indicated she was an artist working primarily out of a local gallery.
A man with your reputation showing up at my show would bring attention to me. It's my goal to not touch a single penny of my alimony. I hate feeling like I'm still being supported by him. I want to make my own way with my art. If you come to the show, paparazzi will follow and people will come. Also, it'll really piss the entire McGrath family off. I want them to burn with anger.
I see. When's your new art show?
Next Friday evening.
Perfect. I'll see you then. Good night, Liesel.
Good night, Mr. Mikado.
Call me Isaiah. Considering the hijinks we're about to indulge in, I think first names are warranted.
Then, good night, Isaias.
She gave a little giggle at his words before hanging up. The sweet sound of her laughter kept him awake for the rest of the night.